Hey guys, and welcome back to World War II Solitaire board game channel and another playthrough video of British Tank Ace. So we have done 5 missions. We have been almost killed 2 times now, and this is now our 6th mission, and if we can survive this, we are going to gain another experience point. So let's hope that we have a little bit more luck this time. I would actually be very happy if I would be able to roll refit, because that would give me my 6th mission and my 3rd experience point, and I could use that to buy 6th sense. But I don't think we're going to be that lucky. Let's go ahead and look at chart A1, June to September 1940. We're now in the last mission of July 1940. Let's see, we roll a 3. Oh, it's a refit, guys. Someone heard my prayers. Refit. I just write R here, and that's my 6th mission. So I now gain 1 experience point, but I'm not even gonna take that experience point out because I already know what I want to get for it. I want to get that 6th sense. Let's see here where he's hiding. He's right here. Let me show how it looks like. It looks like this. And the first time that we have a buttoned up result, I can close my hatch without taking any kind of damage before, and I can do that once every mission. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what our next mission is going to be, and we're now in August 1940. And this time we're rolling 8, which is our very first attack. See here. Attack. And we are going to have to roll for our weather. And we're rolling 11, so we have an attack, and then we have a dust storm. And it's also our very first dust storm. So with the dust storm, you have a +1 to all fire on chart B2. And mission starts at close range. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. The B2 chart is the one that you have HE and MG fire against infantry. So that's not very good at all. Terrain. And we roll a 6, so at least we have open terrain. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and roll for our enemies. And with the current conditions, we have an attack, and we have a dust storm starting at close range. I really do hope that we can have some nice enemies here. Let's roll on A4. And we're roll on 11, which is not great, but it's not the worst either. It's 1 tank, 1 recon, and 1 wheeled truck. So that's going to have infantry. So let's go ahead and roll on A6 to see the infantry quality. It's going to be normal quality. The recon is going to be, as you know, the AB40. It always is in 1940, but we have to roll for the tank. And roll a 6. The 6 is the M1340, which is not available until December 1940. So you go 1 up. It's the M139. And that's the guy who killed us last time. So let's see here. We got the AB40 recon and the M1139. And now we need to find a wheeled truck. There we go. So let's go ahead and roll to see where these guys will start. I'll start by rolling for the tank. And he starts over here. And then we have the recon, which starts over here. And then finally we have the truck, and he starts over here with the tank. And he got these infantry guys with him. Okay, so this is our first attack mission, and the attack is different than the movement to contact, because the enemy is gonna fire first in combat round 1. So they're not gonna try to move and flank me, which they will do during a movement to contact, and they will also try to do that in a defense mission. So they're just gonna stay put and basically just try to kill me. And then after the attack, there's a possible counter attack, which is going to trigger a defense mission. So let's take it one thing at a time. We'll start by rolling for all our enemies. We start by rolling for the tank. Roll a 6, so luckily he does not attack me. The truck simply drops off the infantry, so luckily the infantry does not engage us. And then we roll for a recon, and he rolls a 4. So very lucky for me, I don't get attacked. Okay, so the question is what I want to do now, because basically I have 4 orders in a turn now. I get to do 2 orders, then we have the end of turn events, and then I get 2 orders again. So I think I might want to try to shoot down that tank and then move backwards. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. So first thing I do is I turn my turret to the left and I fire once at that tank. And I am, let's see here, I am at close range. I believe there is actually a modifier on B1 too. It didn't say that on the weather chart, but I believe it is. Yeah, the dust storm only says plus to all fire on chart B2. And mission starts at close range, but that's actually incorrect, because if we look at B1, we have this says 2+ for sandstorm, but there is no sandstorm in the game. There's a dust storm though, and it should be a +1, and it's in the errata, so that's why I have edited that. So we have a +1, so our 2 to 7 turns into instead a 2 to 6. So let's see if we can do this. We fire our AP round, which is loaded into our chamber. Guys, look at that. Roll a 6. Okay, obviously our penetration of 5 is going to be higher than any of his values. We don't need to roll if it's turret or hull. We roll on B3. And I can't actually see it from here. I roll a 5, so we got him. Perfect. So we mark here the M11, 39. And then what I'm going to do, okay, so this is what the rule says. Order A, fire at a target. The gunner will fire the loaded main gun round at the desired target, whatever that round happens to be. If the turret facing had to change, only 1 round can be fired at the target this combat round. So the turret can move all the way from the left to the right with 1 command to fire. Okay, so that's 1 command. The turret can move all the way from left to right with 1 command to fire. So my interpretation of the rules is that that is 1 order. So my second order is going to be to turn my turret again towards C and E. So that's my 2 orders of this round. We now go to end of turn events. Can I go ahead and look at B9 and roll a 7, which is no event. And then we have a new turn, and now I get 2 turns again. So that's a good thing with attacks and assaults. The bad thing is the enemy can kill you before you even have a chance to react. So the truck is gonna leave. It's not gonna stick around. As it has completed its mission of dropping off those guys. I'm going to go ahead and fire an AP at this AB40 recon. So we're again at close range. We look at B1, 2 to 7 to hit. However, we need a 2 to 6 due to the sandstorm or dust storm. And this time, unfortunately, we're all an 11. So we miss. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, we have a previous target here, and he's now active. He's going to target us. But I am going to use my second order to move back to medium range to be safe from the infantry. Going to roll 2d6 here to see on the immobilization chart, which is B5. And we have clear terrain. And there is no terrain in sand or hills. Yeah, there is no modifier. So that's 8. With a 2, we would have been immobilized, so we're safe. Okay, then it's the enemy's turn. We're going to roll for the infantry first. And he does not target us. However, this guy will now actively target us. So he has only a machine gun, so he's going to have to roll on the B2 chart to see if he manages to button us up. Let's see if there's any... It's pretty interesting because here it says that we only have a modifier for rain. That's the only weather that gives us a modifier. But on the weather chart, if we quickly look at A3, it says dust storm +1 to all fire on chart B2. But there is no such modifier here, but there is such a modifier on B1. So I think that has to be clarified with the designer, if this is errata, if that +1 should be on B1 and B2, or if it should be only on B1. However, it's not on B2, so I'm not going to give him that negative modifier unless that's actually clarified in the errata file. So he fires at me without any modifier. If he gets a 4 or less, he forces me to button up. And he rolls a 7, so we're safe. And then we have end of turn event again. And we roll a 6, which is no event. Okay, so it's our turn again. We're going to keep firing at this guy. Now we're at medium range, so that's a 2 to 6 to hit. -1 because of previous target, and then +1 because of dust storm. So 2 to 6 to hit. And we roll a 9, so that's a miss. We fire again with the same stats, 2 to 6 to hit. And we roll an 8, so we miss again. That's quite unfortunate, I have to say. And then we roll for the infantry. And they roll a 2, so they don't target us. We roll for him on chart B2. And this time he rolls a 6, which turns into a 5, because I'm now a previous target to him. Let's use a blue one so we can keep track of them. So that 6 turns into a 5, but he needs a 4 or less to button me. So we roll on B9, event check chart. This time we roll a 9, which is destroy 1 random axis infantry. Oh, cool. So these guys are destroyed by our allies. And we now get to fight again. Can we get this guy? 2 to 6 to hit. And we get a 9. So the Germans say 9, 9, 9. And we try one last time. 2 to 6 to hit. And this time we get him. We get a 2. So that's definitely a hit. He has no armor value whatsoever. My penetration value is 5. Yeah, he has no penetration value, but he has an armor value, which is the same as mine. 2, 2, 2. My penetration is 5, so we have a higher. So we look at B3. A roll of 4 or higher is going to kill him. And we rolled a 5, so we have effectively killed that AB40. Let's note that here. And that is an end to this, but it could go on if we are unlucky now and roll a 6. Because if we roll a 6 now, there is going to be a counterattack. So let's see what happens. We roll a d6 and roll a 5, so close to happening, but it did not happen. Let's check for some war trophies. I'd like to get something worth 2 points so I could get some boost. And roll a 4, which is the Beretta M38 submachine gun, which looks like this. And that's worth 2 points. I'm just going to trade it in right away. I am going to buy some booze. We're going to get plastered. And as a reward for that, I get my synergy back. Awesome. There we go. I think that was that was a pretty good game. We're in August 940 now. We got our synergy back. We got our sixth sense. Things are starting to look up a little bit. I'm really looking forward to getting into another tank though, because as soon as the 80 guns start to arrive, we're gonna have real trouble, because with only the machine guns, that is not a good situation, man. So I'm very much looking forward to whenever I can get into that Stuart. Guys, I really hope that you enjoyed watching this playthrough video. If you want to watch the next one, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out. I would be very happy if you would comment on the video and like the video. And if you want to help me out a little bit extra, you can become a supporting member of the channel for only $2.99 US a month. You can also do a one-time donation with YouTube Super Thanks or PayPal. You'll find my PayPal address in the video description. Okay guys, I hope to see you next time.